You're listening to Elevations Radio, your station for uplifting lifestyle and wellness talk radio.
Views expressed on shows are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its management, or other advertisers. Use of these shows and all services provided therein are for personal use only. The Elevations Radio Network holds no responsibility for the validity or accuracy of information on these shows.
Hey fam, welcome to the Let's Be Real with Greg Bam Reaves show here on elevationsradio.com, home of the best music you'll find online, indie music that is. I am your host Greg Bam Reaves, and before I get to my first let me say this. Happy Mother's Day in advance to all the mothers out there, and not just the mothers, but there are a lot of mother figures. There are some women who, for whatever reason, weren't able to have children, but there are plenty of children or people that look up to them as mothers. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. This time of year always fills me with joy, even though my mother's gone. She was such a great mother that I smile on Mother's Day. And just want to say that real quick. Happy Mother's Day to you all. And let me get wait a minute. I'm moving a little too fast. Let me slow down. So I had written a poem a couple years ago. Speaking of Mother's Day, a friend of mine was suffering with cancer, and she's a mother, and I wanted to read this poem, my poem of the week that I wrote for her. I didn't title it, but this is it. I believe in angels, for I have met some, all so unique. Let me tell you about this one. A smile that can light up heaven, with a spirit just the same, eyes filled with wonder, as captivating as a flame. She has the sweetest laughter and a voice beyond compare, filled with natural goodness like the locks of her natural hair. She's shown me nothing but kindness from the moment we first met. I can count on her for joy. She hasn't let me down yet. Now this angel's wings been clipped. No one can figure out why. This angel testifies of faith. She don't need wings to fly. They say that all that's required is the faith of a mustard seed. Spend one moment in her presence, you'll have more than you'll ever need. You are so loved, Danny, by more than just a few. Know as you fight this battle, you have an army standing with you. Unfortunately, my friend Danny Reed passed away shortly after I posted this poem. But I just wanted to dedicate that to her for Mother's Day. Okay, so moving on. By the way, phone lines are open at 440-252-0518. That's 440-252-0518. Now, my positive black news for today. After almost a decade of activism and protest, Chicago's South Side finally has an adult trauma center again. This reminds me so much of East Cleveland. What was that? Is it Hillcrest or Huron Road? Huron Road, yeah. That. Anyway. So in August of 2010, an 18-year-old named Damian Turner, an aspiring musician and community organizer, was caught in the crossfire of a drive-by shooting on Chicago's South Side. The bullet entered his body 4 blocks, 1 minute by car, from the University of Chicago Medical Center. But paramedics, following protocol, drove him nearly 9 miles away to Northwestern Memorial Hospital. City and state regulations dictate that gunshot victims be taken to a specialized trauma center, and the South Side was a trauma desert. Despite its epidemic of gun violence, it has not had its own level 1 adult trauma center since the 1990s. At Northwest Memorial, Turner, the founder of the youth branch of Southside Together Organizing for Power, or STOP, was pronounced dead. That it's a sad story, but it's positive like news because they finally have. It's ridiculous that this area, I mean, Chicago Southside is known all over the world for their gun violence, and for them not to have a trauma center close by, or the protocols that you got to be driven across town with a gunshot wound, it was kind of ridiculous. So that's my positive black news for today, even though it sounded a little depressing. So anyway, so I'm very excited for the guest I have today. All of you are talking about getting your summer bodies together. And I don't know about the rest of the world, but here in Cleveland, we skipped spring. We went straight from winter to summer. And I have a fitness and health expert, I would say, Miss Felicia Kim Smallwood.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. And I want to start, but well, for those of you that can see Kim, if you're on Facebook on the Elevations Radio page, you would look at her as like, she don't look like she ever like needed to lose weight or anything. So the first question I have for you is like, what got you into the fitness journey?
Well, starting back, I've been in the fitness arena for over 30 years now. And coming out of high school in '87, I was a cheerleader, basketball player. So I grew up in, being fit. Right. And I got pregnant right after high school. And I wanted to lose that baby fat.
Okay.
And, back then, there was a place called Scandinavian.
Yeah. I think I still owe them some money.
Didn't we all? But it was an all-female gym at the time. So I thought it was perfect for me. It was affordable. So that's where it started.
Okay.
And, that was around the Jane Fonda days.
Yeah. So you weren't one of those grew up a little chubby kid getting teased and wanted to...
No, I never was that because, I grew up, into modeling, into dance, into that type of thing. So it always kept me active.
Okay.
So like I said, just, having a child, you just want to get that baby fat off and continue in my modeling career. So that's where, it basically all began. And I've been going hard ever since. I've been through every genre of fitness.
There you go. Okay, so in 2016, you were involved in the NPC Natural Ohio Championship. The NPC is Natural Physique Committee?
Yeah, NPC is Natural Physique Committee.
And you were in the bikini contest.
Yes, I chose bikini.
Okay, so how did you get it? I mean, what motivated you to do that?
What motivated me to do that is because, like I said, I had been working out consistently for the past 30 years, and you get bored. Every so often you would get bored, and, I was always trying to find something that would keep me motivated. Right. And it was something, competing. I had been to competitions before. If you ever been to the Arnold Classic, you got a chance to see, what a real bodybuilder would go through, or a fitness competitor would go through to get, build that body up and what's necessary to get your body to that level. So it was kind of like on my bucket list. I wanted to see if I can push my body and push my mind to go to that level. Okay. And because I was bored.
Yeah. Because I didn't see a video or anything. Just looking at the pictures, I'm like, those people are getting it in for real. I mean, this ain't no average, run a couple miles a week.
No, it's dedication. And, a lot of it, like I said, just to let people know, 90% of any kind of fitness regimen or competition or dedication is your meal plan.
Right.
So the working out, there's so many things you can do to actually move your body. But when you're talking about your eating habits, that's what's the hardest part, and that's what people don't want to give 100% to, because the meal plan is very strict, is very strenuous, and you can become very irritable when you're right. I mean, but what the the final outcome, what your goal is. So that's what keeps you motivated to continue with the program. whatever it is that I chose bikini because at the time that was my first time doing a competition, so it was the easiest. When
really?
The
easiest?
The easiest. You don't have to put on as much muscle for a bikini.
Oh, okay.
It's all about shredding your body and being as lean as you can. And when you're talking about either a figure competitor or a physique competitor, they're putting on a lot of muscle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's
because every picture I saw, everybody just looks so cut. I'm like, everybody's just so cut, like muscles that I didn't know places had muscles.
And when I decided to do the competition, I had like 14 weeks to prepare. So that's not a lot of time when when you're up against people that's been doing this for a long time, sometimes years to get their body in that type of shape. So bikini was the easiest I can do in the amount of time that I had.
So when you say you have 14 weeks to prepare, I mean, how does that work? Is like, that's when you decided?
14 weeks when I decided from this day, this is the date of the competition. So from this date to the competition date, this is what I got to cram into.
I thought you might have been waiting to be approved or something.
Oh,
and
no.
That's why,
No. One thing about the NPC, it's a natural competition. They do test you for any kind of steroids or any kind of drugs you might be using because, it is a natural.
Now I'm even more impressed with those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, now I always talk about how, because I keep telling everybody I'm going to have a six-pack before my 55th birthday. I got 4 months. And I always say that six-packs are made in the kitchen.
They are, most definitely.
So what is I know you do a lot of meal prep.
Yes.
I've seen that, your pictures on Facebook. I've matched yours with mine, and we eat a lot of similar things. What does your diet basically consist of?
Well, right now, if you want to talk about right now or when I was competing?
No, like right now.
Right now, today, it's a very low carb, high protein diet. No bread at all.
Right.
No bread at all. And as far as carbs, I do eat like sweet potatoes, broccoli, red skin potatoes. Those are good carbs. So you have to know what your good carbs are, and your bad carbs. Because your bad carbs can be white potatoes. A lot of people like, mashed potatoes. A lot of people like rice. Some rice is considered a good carb depending on how you cook it.
Right, okay.
Without the sugar, without the gravy, and all that extra.
Oh, sugar, gravy. Oh, you just took me back to my childhood. Yeah, I can only eat brown rice now.
Yeah, brown rice and just tons of vegetables. And tons of vegetables. I'm not a beef eater. I haven't eaten beef in maybe about 3-4 years now. I do eat chicken and a lot of fish.
Okay. Now, like, is it a particular kind of fish, like salmon? Or?
Salmon is a good fish. I try to stay away from tilapia. Tilapia is not a farm.
I don't at all no more.
Yes, it's not the best fish to eat. I do still like catfish. I like perch, salmon, walleye. I like mussels. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm a 35-year-old woman. I've never really worked out before in my life. And I've made a decision I want to get healthier, get fitter. What would be the first thing you tell me to do?
The first thing I would tell you to do is just start walking. Just to start. If you haven't worked out and this is something that you want to start brand new, you just got to start moving your body. So I would say just start walking, advance to a power walk. That's the best thing to get your body moving. And with the summer, with the weather's breaking out, it's a lot of things you can do outside to, get the ball rolling. If you don't want to be inside a gym, people sometimes when they're starting a new program, they don't feel comfortable in the gym. Because they don't want, they don't want people to think that they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
So you're kind of self-conscious because you see everybody doing all this different stuff. And you're like, well, what is this? What is this? So I would just tell people just to start walking. And even with that, as far as your eating habits, just start cutting back. People try to go into a health plan or a fitness plan going too fast.
Right. Okay.
You know, they go too fast, and then they want to see results real fast. So just start cutting back on what you would normally eat. Yeah. And if you know that you like one thing, like, you like ice cream really bad, you eat ice cream, you're eating cupcakes, you're eating cake, pudding, pick one, the worst one, and just, take it out your meal completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just start, tackling one situation at a time.
Now, my producer, she had posed a question one time about getting started, and I always say walking in water. Those are my goals. Those are my keys to everything.
Exactly.
Walking, even, and this is another thing too. Like you say walking, and people automatically think about the power walk. I say just use a step counter on your phone, and make sure you're getting whatever goal you set for yourself.
Exactly.
For me right now is 10,000 a day, but I didn't start. I started at 5,000. Then I went up to 10. I don't know if I'm going any farther than that. I think 10 is enough. But whatever you decide, just do that, because a lot of times we get lazy without realizing it.
We do.
I have a beverage store at the corner of my street. I would get in my car and drive to that beverage store and drive back home. Like, you know what? I could have walked down.
You could walk there. Exactly.
When I was younger, I would have walked down there. And you talk about your knees hurt, your back hurt. That's why, because you're not using them.
Exactly.
So,
and the Fitbit trainers and the different watches that can monitor your movement is the best invention that they could have come out with, because it keeps you accountable, and it's a reminder for you to get up and get moving. If you're at your desk and you're looking at, you're seeing how many steps, you got to get up and move. Right. So it's giving you accountability for the activity that you want to do and the goal that you're trying to accomplish for whatever it is you're trying to do.
Right.
So, yeah, because even, where I work, it's 3 floors, and it's amazing how many people still take the elevator for that amount of floors, and they just don't want to use the stairs, and, they don't want to move around, because my Fitbit tells me if I've been sitting too long, it'll let me know, okay, get up and move.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
My supervisor just gave me this. I really don't even know all that it does.
Yeah.
I just wear it every
Just so me. That poetry from my notebook. Now you roll it and you smoke it and you blow it. It's so potent, let's get high. Like a dealer to a dope fiend. I just give you what you so need. That poetry from my notebook. Now you roll it and you smoke it and you blow it. It's so potent, let's get high.
Like Al Pacino, my style's illegal, like housing kilos. A Sam Rothstein scheming dollars inside the casinos. Watching through peepholes, cause them coppers disguised in them street clothes. Trying to lock me cause I'm popping like I'm with the Migos. From the East Coast, Niagara Falls, New York State. Not far from right where they send you after your court date. For that drug case, that's upstate, I pump bass. Sprinkle it with lyrics, fans be listening with that scrunch face. Like they blunts laced with angel dust. Wait, you bugging out like when someone took David Ruff's place. Displacement from temptations can end greatness or win races depending on different situations. But I digress, I'm like a Pyrex. This dope will make Drew Hill need 12 instead of 5 steps to kick the habit. This is classic, the kid is magic, so gifted. I spin and turn the Grinch into a Christmas addict. Yeah,
like a dealer to a dope fiend. I just give you what you so need. That poetry from my notebook. Now you roll it and you smoke it and you blow it. It's so potent, let's get high. Like a dealer to a dope fiend. I just give you what you so need. That poetry from my notebook. Now you roll it and you smoke it and you blow it. It's so potent, let's get high. Like a dealer to a dope fiend. I just give you what you so need. That poetry from my notebook. Now you roll it and you smoke it and you blow it. It's so potent, let's get high. Like a dealer to a dope fiend. I just give you what you so need. That poetry from my notebook. Now you roll it and you smoke it and you blow it. It's so potent, let's get high.
And we are back. That was Poetic Dope by Sam Poetry. A couple weeks ago, I had a significant other, Tracy Wiley, on the show. And check him out. Sam, I think his website is sampoetry.com, but you can find him on all social media. And again, that was Poetic Dope. I always tell y'all we got the best music online you'll find. We are back to the Let's Be Real show with Greg Bam Reaves and my guest today, Felicia Kim Smallwood. We're talking about fitness and health and healthy eating and turning those New Year's resolutions into realness.
Exactly.
So real quick, what we're talking about off air, everybody assumes that eating healthy is expensive. And I'm telling people you don't have to go to Whole Foods. So talk a little bit about inexpensive shopping, but eating healthy at the same time.
Yes, exactly. The main thing you want when you're doing your shopping, it can be Marks, it can be Giant Eagles, it can be Whole Foods, wherever your budget allows you to shop. But as long as you have fresh vegetables or frozen vegetables, you're okay. Mm-hmm. And, you know, your meats, fresh or frozen as well. My recommendation would be just to stay away from all canned foods, unless it's tuna. That's the only canned food that I eat, is tuna. Other than that, fresh or frozen, you can get that anywhere. Right. So, you know, don't get hung up with the Whole Foods or the Trader Joe's, or because, you know, your average everyday Marks has the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I know for sure Marks has the freshest vegetables and the freshest fruit at the best prices that I found. And so, don't get hung up with that. Like I said, as long as it's not, you know, stay away from the canned foods. If you're eating fresh and frozen, you're okay.
And when you do your meal prep, how many days?
Normally I cook on Sunday for the week, and that'll usually last me till Friday, Thursday or Friday before, you know, on the weekends I can kind of I have time to cook what I want to cook on Fridays, on the weekends. Mm-hmm. So during the week I always try to meal prep for the week on Sunday. Buy your containers for your food. You can get those off of Amazon, very inexpensive. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you should really be eating 4 to 5 meals a day.
Right.
And, that's including your breakfast, your snack in between your lunch and your breakfast, your lunch, your snack. Your snack at 3 o'clock, and then your meal at your dinner at 6.
Okay.
You don't want to eat. Your last meal should be between 7 and 8 p.m.
Right. We have a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Gerald, and I'm calling for Domino's Pizza.
You got the wrong number.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna just ask y'all some questions then.
Okay, that'll work.
And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to the young lady, and you guys are just talking about different places to get your food from, best prices, best products. What about Simon's? Are you familiar with Simon's grocery stores? Because they're moving into this area slowly but surely.
I've never heard of them.
I've never heard of them as well.
Okay, well, Simon's, they are actually the ones who are building the new supermarket where Giant Eagle left up on Buckeye.
Oh, you know what? That's the only time I heard that name. Yeah.
They're building one in Bedford.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're Bedford. They're already in Lakewood. Now, the thing with Simon's that I like personally is they send consultants out into the community where they build their stores.
Okay.
And they ask the people who live in the community, what do they like to shop for? What do they like to eat? They bring them in and they do like cooking, what do you call it, cooking exhibitions and stuff like that.
Right.
And they let the community participate in the store. So, I mean, if you got stock in what you buying, I think that would kind of make me a little bit more, their food is good. I mean, the produce is good, the meats are good.
No. What city or state are they out of originally? Do you know?
Simon's, they're out of they're from the West.
The West Coast.
Okay.
Like Colorado, out in that part of the country. But they're making their way back east, and hey, they're hitting this market, and I think they're going to do good because they're better than Aldi's and Save a Lot, but their prices are, comparable.
Well, I'll give Aldi a little credit that they are all organic now, so
yes,
I'll give them a little credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, they're making the effort.
Yeah.
So what else y'all doing? Can I get a pizza or something?
Hey, you know what? I make a mean eggplant pizza. Yes, eggplant is the crust, and I'm not really into red sauce and cheese, but it can't be a pizza without that. So I got to throw that on there. But it's actually pretty good. I think I may have pictures of it on my Facebook page, but I'll throw the recipe later on. It's really good though, for real.
Oh.
And there's nothing out here that you can't make healthy. You can make a burger healthy. You can make a pizza healthy. There's nothing you can't make healthy.
They got cauliflower pizza where cauliflower is the crust. Yeah.
Well, can we just eat and not have to worry about healthy?
Nope. Nope.
Because eventually,
don't get me wrong. I understand that we have to eat a certain way because of our genetic makeup and some of the diseases that we have, diabetes, hypertension, whatever. And I think a lot of that is due to what they're putting in our food and our, how the food is grown or whatever have you. But sometimes you just gotta eat.
Oh yeah,
that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. You have to do everything in moderation.
Right.
So yeah, you do have those times where you're gonna eat what you want, but that 80% of the time you should be eating something healthy.
Because I'll be totally honest with you, my diet changed not for any particular reason. It's just that the older I got, the more I started losing taste for certain foods. I've always liked to work out. I mean, I've played sports most of my life, so working out was always. But I just really lost my taste for certain foods. I didn't make a healthy choice for real. It wound up being a healthy choice, but I believe this: when I eat, I pray over my food, and I honestly believe that God is going to keep the good stuff in and let the bad stuff come out. So I don't preach to nobody about eating a certain way, but we got more knowledge now than we've ever had before. So it makes sense to start eating healthier if you want to live a little longer and have a better quality of life.
And that's exactly.
So what about seafood? And I'll get off the phone.
I love it. I know some people that have seafood allergies, and I feel so bad for them because I just bought a bag of scampi's the other day, and I can't wait to put them on the grill this weekend. But as far as health-wise, though, I've never heard anything like negative. Well, too much mercury.
Yeah, too much mercury in the tuna. That can be,
but it's not fatting or nothing, right?
It's not
fish.
fatting. With the seafood, you just want to make sure that, you're not frying everything, like you're not frying your catfish all the time. You're not frying your perch. Bake your seafood if you can. And not using all the butters and the creams. That's what makes the seafood not good for you.
Yeah, yeah.
But as much as you can bake it, bake it.
Or get an air fryer. They're great.
Yeah,
I've had some perch out of an air fryer. Oh my God.
And you would think that you're eating fried fish.
Exactly.
Because, that's how good the air fryers are. I would totally agree.
Yeah.
But all the frying food, cut that out.
Yeah, I don't eat anything fried anymore. I do still cook things in a skillet with coconut oil or virgin olive oil, but rarely. That's when I cut up my chicken breast, put in there with my vegetables and all that stuff, but I really don't eat anything.
Yeah, that's just keeping the moisture in the food.
I do have my cheat day, like I said, at the hot sauce waiting.
Yeah.
I gotta have it. Okay, so where was I at? I was about to ask you, you brought up Simon's. I was thinking about what he said. Going out in the community. What if you're in a community that doesn't want healthy stuff?
And
you know what I'm saying? What if it's like full of hog maws? And I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It sounds great, but at the same token, I'm thinking like,
It's going to be a difference in every community that you go to. But I'm pretty sure they're going to go towards the majority.
Yeah.
When they do their surveys, when they go out and ask those questions, majority always rules because that's what, that's the mighty dollar. But, you as an individual have to take your own health into your own hands.
Yeah, that's true.
No matter what fade or fad is going in at the time, you have to think about you're accountable for yourself.
And talking about fads, you were mentioning about how there's so many places to work out nowadays. There's spin classes here and
there's a ton
Zumba
of
there, and just like
there's a lot which I love because I get bored easily. So I've been working out for so long. I'm enjoying the versatility of having the option that whatever I decide to wake up and do that day, if it's Zumba, spinning, boot camp, step, kickbox, I can do that. You do a lot of
skating too, I see.
I roller skate.
Yeah.
So, and you have to keep yourself active, and there's so many things out here. I love this time that this fitness era that we're in because, you don't have to get stuck in a gym membership.
Right.
Like we were talking before, there's a lot of drop-ins that's at different places where you could just pay as you go. Pay $5, pay $8 to get your class on, and when you don't feel like going that day, you're not committed to someone taking money out of your account that you might not have that month. So you decide what's best for you.
Right.
And that's what I love about what's going on right now in our time of fitness and health.
Phone lines are open at 440-252-0518. That's 440-252-0518. Now, I ran into, when I was voting in the primaries the other day, elderly gentleman, I can't remember what he was running for because he was a write-in. So I'm like, does this position exist for real? But anyway, he was talking about how they have a community garden in the back of it. And I think those are great. My father, before he got ill, used to go to one on a regular basis. And it just made me think about Michelle Obama, how she was trying to get us to think and eat healthier and grow our own gardens.
And people did a lot of that at that time. I mean, people have fell off from that because you need a focus. You need somebody to look up to that's doing that. You need that in the schools and the community. And, you know, unfortunately, when they left office, a lot of that went on the wayside. But some people are still doing it, you know.
But I mean, when we were growing up, everybody had a garden. Like my mother, it wasn't like huge. Like we didn't have corn. Our backyard wasn't big enough for no corn.
But you had greens. You had tomatoes.
Yep. Yep. So maybe some little string beans, whatever. I mean, but it was like if we had nothing else to eat.
But what I remember growing up, someone always had a fruit tree. If it was an apple, a peach tree, cherry tree. I mean, I remember going around the neighborhood just picking off different people's trees.
We had 3 houses in a row.
You don't see that anymore.
One was an apple, a pear, and a peach tree. I'm like, God.
Yes.
Yeah.
But and if you think about it, when we were growing up, you know, we as kids were much healthier than the kids. We were more active. We were more healthier. Because that's what we ate. We ate natural stuff off everybody's trees.
We sure did. Sure did. My grandmother had a grapevine in her driveway. Oh my gosh.
And you don't see those anymore. You don't see those, you know, anymore. So that's
why I think it's so great that these community gardens are starting to crop up. And matter of fact, this guy, I'm so terrible with names. I wish I could remember his name because he said he has bees too, and he trains kids to be beekeepers. Okay. He sells raw honey. I need that in my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the only sweetener that I use is honey.
Yeah.
I love honey.
And I only use raw honey. Organic raw honey. I don't use, and he got actual bees, so I know his honey raw. Yeah. I'm gonna get your name. I'm gonna shout you out next Thursday. I voted for this dude and can't remember his name. Anyway, so we got a few minutes left, and I want to get into I told you all that we're going to talk a little bit about the latest Childish Gambino video, This Is America. Now, I just showed it to Miss Smallwood before we went on air, so I don't know how much she was able to...
It's very interesting, a little shocking, but very relatable to what we're going through in our time right now as a society. So I would... you know, you need to check that out. Yeah. It's very powerful, but just be aware.
Right, yeah. I want to know what you think. Give me a call at 440-252-0518. You know, Childish Gambino, a.k.a. Donald Glover, obviously he's a brilliant guy. He's genius in what he does, and he makes everything that makes you want to think. I mean, his TV show, his songs make you think. Redbone made me think. Everybody was like, somebody tried to explain to me the peanut butter chocolate cake with Kool-Aid. I'm not going to tell you what they told me that meant. Because it was kind of lightweight disgusting. I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's what he meant or not. I just like the song.
Right.
But this one, I didn't hear the song. I saw the video. I wasn't even paying attention to the lyrics. I watched it like 5 times in a row because every time I watched it, I picked up something else. At the very beginning, you hear this like African song, African chant, and this guy looks all peaceful. He walks up to a guitar on a chair with no shoes on and starts playing a melody. Next thing you know, he's getting shot in the back of the head with a hood over his head. And I'm like, okay, that was us. We were happy, peaceful in the motherland and got captured and killed and just, and then, but this the part that got me. How he handed the gun over. The guy came out with the towel to grab the gun. Like, in America, we protect guns more than we protect people.
Yes.
We will not change these gun laws for nothing in the world. It doesn't matter. Our biggest thing was they're killing unarmed black women. I mean, black men. Then they started killing unarmed black women. Then they start killing like babies in the elementary schools. Now they're killing high school kids, and they are not having it. Like, wait a minute. But they still will protect these gun laws
before they would protect the human life.
And that's the only thing I could think about when I saw that. How he handed the gun. This dude is like, and he wrapped it up in the red towel and
Like
took it off. I'm like,
it was
wow.
just a piece
Like it was precious. Like it was like he was handing him a baby.
Yes.
And the same thing when he walked into church and gunned down the choir. And he handed the AR-15. Same guy, red towel, wraps it, takes it. I'm like, wow. And there's so many images like that in this video. I don't know. I don't know how you can just watch it and not
I've watched
feel anything or thinking it. I saw it in your face. I mean, as soon as you saw it, like, oh my goodness, like, but it's real.
It's very shocking, but I'm going to watch it a few more times. I'm going to watch it a few more times.
At the end, he's running, and at first I'm looking like he's running in a tunnel with no light at the end of it. I was like, wait a minute though, but there's lights all on the side. And then he's like being chased. I'm like, wait a minute, is he being chased or are they running with him? They're all running away from. I got so many questions, but I don't want them answered. I want to come up with my own answers because it's. I think it's brilliant. I think it's genius.
Yes.
Can I add to it?
Oh yeah, please.
So what I saw, in addition to all that, that got me was they were distracted by the pop culture. They were dancing and they were rapping. They were all standing around like they were rapping.
While chaos is
going on, while death is coming on the horse, and the police and the shootings is going on in the background. The young people were dancing and rapping and
smiling.
And that's what's going on today. That was symbolic too of no one's paying attention as all of this chaos and stuff is going on in society. Would be distracted by all this pop culture and the rapping and the dancing and
you're exactly
moves.
correct.
And like I told you before the show, I'd never heard of the shoot dance. And the shoot dance is made popular by Block Boy JB, who's also on this song. So it's like Childish Gambino is clowning you but using you at the same time. Like it's amazing. It's Childish Gambino, Block Boy JB, Slim, who? Jinx Me, Young Thug, 21 Savage. And he's got some of the top of the line. What do you call that? Trap music, whatever. So the top rappers out there right now.
I don't know.
Yeah. So it's kind of that's conflicting to me also. Like, you're the ones that make this music, but at the same time, you're even helping him tell a story that this is not good.
So maybe they all collaborated and had something to say together. You know, sometimes we underestimate what they're thinking too. Just because they're being pushed to push them, don't mean that they're not.
Yeah, of course. Exactly. Yeah, because artists, your job is to sell records. So, Ice Cube said a long time ago, I ain't no thug. I ain't never been one. I just know a lot of them.
Right.
And that's what I write about. So I get it. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing because, you know, somebody asked me at work, like, why are these kids in school clothes? And I said it could be because they're imitating his every move. And he's doing a shoot dance. And like, it could be they're saying that our children are our students. They're watching us, watching what we do and imitating us. And it also could represent these children being shot in these schools.
Exactly.
It's a lot.
That's a lot to take in. And I told you for the show, you know, you were waiting for the backlash. You know, the backlash was going to come. So then one radio host, commentator has gone as far as to take it all the way back to slavery and say, you know, they're doing voodoo dancing in the video. I said, are we serious?
Oh,
is that where we gonna go? That's how low we want to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, we really have gone back in time with how we are coming after how they are coming after us. That everything that we do gets attacked at such a high level. So now it's voodoo. Really?
Yeah.
Voodoo dancing?
If we did do voodoo, it didn't work.
Right.
we still here.
And, I mean, and just the fear. I mean, that is a statement of fear.
Right.
It's just like when Beyonce did her performance at the Super Bowl, and it was, oh my gosh, you know, the black band, they swore up and down the lyrics of that Lemonade song. They swore up and down Formation was about the Black Panthers, and it was
right.
I said, really? Did you really listen? There's one guy. I listened to the lyrics. I wrote them all. I studied all the lyrics, and it's a Black Panther. It's an anti-white song, and really, the hot sauce and the swag.
Yeah,
right.
But that fear, it's just there.
And that's just so insane to me. And this video, Childish Gambino, "This Is America," is titled "This Is America," but he's really talking about us. Us in America. Like, he's not. I don't see anything where he's like blaming anybody else. He's just like holding up a mirror to our community.
This is us.
You know, this is us, and we are part of America, whether we want to be or not. We are. And like, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember it saying like cops.
There was the cops.
I remember one cop car, but I don't remember
death. Yeah. So
yeah.
That was
right. That was the only one.
But he didn't have any. I wouldn't say he drew any racial lines. Right. But he portrayed what's going on. I mean, you draw your own conclusions.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, he represented everything. Everything. He portrayed it. He was the shooter. Yep. He was everything. That was America.
Like when he shot the church choir.
Yeah.
We haven't done that.
Yeah, the fear is really
when he came and
really
shot
real.
the man tied in the thing. It was him.
Yeah.
He represented everything that is America.
Yep.
He didn't say it was who it was. But
and for my co-worker that asked about what he had on, it was said that I'm gonna butcher this man's name. Fela Kuti, Felakuti. Shame, I don't. Fela Kuti, that's what I thought. And you know, I love that the sound when it first starts, that like African chant. I love that. So I just think that I think you all should check it out. And let me know what you think about it. Post up on the site and all that. And I want to thank Felicia Kim Smallwood.
You're more than welcome.
For coming in. And I might have to have you on once a month with some health tips for these people that's lying to themselves.
It's not as hard as people think it is.
No, really. It's just one step at a time.
It's one step at a time. Yeah. People need guidance. There's a lot of information out here. And just thank you guys for listening in today.
Thank you. So, before I go, I'm going to say that. Because it's going to take too long, and I don't have enough time for that. So, like I always say, develop your hunger for knowledge and feed it. Pick up a book and read it. Set a goal and see it through. And always, always believe in you. Peace and love, fam.
Thank you.
How you speak for me before I can say never